It's kind of strange how when one thinks about the reasons for all the negative happenings in the world, it all goes back to one thing. When you join the dots, when you carefully put everything in perspective regarding the rights of men being stripped away, the rights of children being abused, and the actions and non-actions of females today, you end up getting back to the cause of the problem. Why would government not stop the denigration of its own society? Government has the power and resources to change or at least alter the direction of its path or outcome. Why does government allow females to get away with the destruction of a family unit and other things that are just as severe? Government knows the implications of these actions and the consequences that occur. So why does it allow for these things to occur? There are many other things that can be brought up that can be addressed, such as male suicide, initiation of divorce, workplace injuries, family court bias against men, domestic violence, etc. Why isn't any thorough, rigorous attempt made to tackle or curb these issues so that the negative impact on children is at least reduced? The family court process is extremely slow and oppressive in all the essence of the word. A simple definition of oppressive is the act of oppressing, arbitrary and cruel exercise of power. Men and children are oppressed through the family court process system due to the fact that the fathers who want to see their children and children who want to see their fathers are forced to wait a prolonged amount of time, which causes separation anxiety, depression, sadness, etc. With not much thought at all, one will realize that the process can be a lot faster, taking just weeks to resolve instead of months or years. There are many cases where the children and father have not seen each other for a year or years against the will of the children and the will of the father. A system that is fast and efficient, however, does not generate so much money. Fathers throw thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars because of divorce and its readiness through no-fault divorce, while they and their children suffer at the hands of the current slow system that we have today. A father will throw away his material belongings for his children and the safety of his children. This is not a secret. There is a trend in the world around us that many can see, but sadly most do not. Property rent going up every 6 months or so, speed and red light cameras being installed ever so rapidly, vehicle registration going up, tobacco taxes causing cigarettes to cost ridiculous prices, electricity, gas, fuel, etc. The list is long. But what is going on? And what is happening? Where is all this money going? Obviously, much of this money goes towards government, but then, where does the money go after that? We know money is spent on infrastructure, education, defense, etc. But there is an overwhelming amount of money going somewhere, and it is obviously causing strain on our society as a whole. This strain on our society is burdened by men, fathers, children, and now females are starting to feel the pinch. The connection between the ever-increasing government debt and the ever-increasing cost of living in Australia is crystal clear. It would be pleasing to know that it would be a debt that we could get out of. However, the fiat currency system that we have incorporated will not allow for us to get out of debt. The only thing that is guaranteed, though, is that the debt will increase. The black hole will swallow everything in its path. There will be new things. Other businesses, services, or even products such as alcohol that will not be able to escape this black hole. Right now, alcohol is near the event horizon, and when the government realizes that it needs to feed the black hole, it will add a new tax on alcohol and possibly even force companies to put images on bottles and cans as an excuse for the justification of this tax. These images will imply that alcohol is dangerous and unhealthy. There is also evidence that there is a connection between feminism and the banks. Most people think that banks are owned by government. However, They are not. Banks are private. They are in private hands. They are owned by families. In an interview with a Rockefeller who has direct connections within the American private banking system, it was revealed to Aaron Russo that feminism was designed to destroy the family unit as we know it. This may be true. If it is true, one will not cause such a thing just for the mere sake of destroying the family unit. There has to be gain from this type of action, and the gain is power and money. Historically speaking, fiat systems have an average lifespan of 27 years. If the connection between banks, feminism and government is correct, then many economies are bound to collapse at any given time. Plus, governments can only strain a people for so long before they start to protest en masse, causing radical change, plucking and throwing into the black hole only to buy extra time. But how much time? Governments can only pluck a limited amount of products and services to be thrown into the black hole. Too many products and services equal too much strain, which equals collapse. When it falls and collapses, and it will, feminism will become history. Males will be begged and urged to commit to their duty and so-called obligations to provide, cater and accommodate. But today is not yesterday. The subconscious is a very powerful thing. Men will remember how they were betrayed, used and thrown in a gutter, not only by females but also by government. What will happen then? Where is all this leading to? One can only speculate when it comes to talking about the future and what the future holds. One thing is for certain. Men will never forget how government and females betrayed men and did so without a care in the world. We will not forget that you did nothing to decrease the suicide of males en masse. We will not forget that you looked at us as a disposable object, how you deprived us of living a life raising our children, having some authority over our children, to be proactive with them and raise them to the best of our abilities. We will not forget.